Just keep your eyes closed. Remember the example we saw yesterday, where Shankara so nicely and effectively compares the whole body as a tree. The seed of ignorance, because of which this body appears to be and seems to grow with your prana, all pranic functions, the sense organs, the sense object work like new leaves. And in this tree of a body, the jiva, individual, the I is like the bird, sukha dukkha phalam, or the flowers and fruits, like happy, unhappy, comfortable, uncomfortable sensations. Individuality, like a bird jumping from fruit to fruit, seem to go through this roller coaster ride, ups and downs, moods of various kinds, until he looks at himself. Aham pratyaya gochara. That which is meaning of the word I. When you take this word, name, I to yourself, you become like a bird. With total identification with the physical body, sense organs, and thereafter apparently enjoying or suffering the sensations of various kinds. But the individuality, the I, drags everything unto itself. So look at your life. Are you being the silence awareness? Aham pratyaya gochara. The meaning of the word I. Sabda, the name, doesn't create anything. The meaning already existing. A name is beginning, created. But what the name stands for is always existing. To be in meditation is to be that nameless existence. Where no more you need the name to be the self. Yet we need all the names and forms to live through life. Body, innocent instrument, becomes a great blessing. All your thoughts are useful instruments. Who you are, always in meditation. In the tree of life, the bird of individuality seems to be affected. But all that happen in space of consciousness, unaffected by the tree of the body, or the bird of the individual. Just see that picture. Be that picture. Always at rest with yourself. Yet consciously, always in meditation, continue to act in life. Om Sarva Vedanta Siddhante Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Okay. Read the verse number 146, please. Ajnanamulo yamanatma bandhe Naishariko nadirananta irite Janmapyayavyadi jaradi dukkha Pravaha patam janayatyamushya Ajnanamulo yamanatma bandha Naisargiko nadirananta irite Janmapyaya vyadhi jaradi dukkha Pravaha patam janayatyamushya. Just, you must always feel these things, The truth about yourself is not something to be discussed. We do discuss because that is how you have to talk, you have to listen. But this is your self-awareness. That is why instead of indulging in habitual discussions, mindless words which you are using, or even engaging yourself in varieties of thoughts, it's better to see and be that silence awareness. Just like the silence outside. It's not a subject to be discussed. It's not something to be written about. It's not something to be discussed. It's not something to be argued about. Just be the silence. Sounds are something to be discussed about. There is a better sound, lesser sound, different types of sounds, but there is no better silence, lesser silence, different types of silence. As even outside, so also in yourself. Who you are is not a discussion. It's not a concept, not a thought, not an idea. There are no different types of consciousnesses. There are different types of thoughts. And we need all the thoughts. So at no time must you dismiss your thought. It's not needed. Nor is it necessary to put an effort to be yourself. Something effortless, and that's what you have to see. The moment you are putting forth an effort, unconsciously the I comes in and says, I want to abide in myself. Who is this I? A nameless, assuming a name, then losing itself in the name, and then continuing to struggle. And this begins with the ajnana, ignorance of one's own self. Ajnana mulo yam anatma bandha. Yes, language. I am anatma bandha ajnana mula. This bondage with the anatma, all that it is not, depends on ignorance. Understand? Because of your ignorance of yourself, you get hooked into every role that you are not. It is not that the body imposes itself upon you. Understand? Anatma bandha, please see that point. You must see that point. Anatma bandha, the bondage of, when you say the bondage, is not that the body is binding. You are getting tied down. Will you see that clearly? Body neither binds you nor releases you. like the food. The food doesn't create your habit, nor it takes away your habit. A thought, neither it creates your habit nor takes away your habit. That is why to blame the thought as vasana and impressions and bondage. Thought is not a bondage. Are you getting that point, please? Do you really understand? See the innocence of the whole existence. It's like a child, I was telling you, looks at the shoes and says, Pagra. It's true, it happened. A child looks at a shoe and says, the shoe is looking at me. The child feels as though the shoe is looking at him. Shoe is looking at you. A chair is there. Or the chair is calling me to sit down. The chair, is with the extended hand, the posture is such. If somebody can imagine as though the chair is calling him, come and sit down here. Chair is not calling. The food doesn't create habit. Alcohol doesn't create alcoholism. You're drinking. The drug doesn't create addiction. Money doesn't create obsession. Obsession, addiction, or any type of emotional excess, it is not in the object. It is in your reaction. Understand? Ajnana moola, anatma bandha. Anatma, that which is not the self. The body, the mind, the thoughts, the sense organs, they do not create any bondage. I get myself tied down to the body. Release means I release myself from the identification. Nothing happens to body. Are you getting that point, please? I was imposing, now I am not imposing. I was smoking, now I quit smoking. What happened to cigarette? Are you getting that point, please? I was drinking, I quit drinking. What did the drink do? Same thing, all emotions, just like object outside. I was identifying with a thought or emotion. Now I no more identify the thought or emotion. What did the thought and emotion do? Are you getting that point, please? Do you understand? Don't blame anybody. Yes, if you want to blame the people, the society. Why? Because where there is a culture is wrong. The tradition is wrong. Where they go on blaming the people, blaming the object, blaming the God, blaming the creation. So the child develops that habit of blaming everybody except himself. Why? Because that is how he has been growing up. To help somebody to take the responsibility. Never give that statement. Please appreciate. Never give that statement. Food makes people fat. Food never makes people fat. Eating makes fat. And eating is your responsibility. You understand the language we use? Always you wrong language. Food makes fat. Food makes fat. Food is eaten for sustenance. Without the food, he will be dead. So don't slander, black out the innocent object. Food doesn't make anybody fat. Money makes people proud. Money makes people proud, or you are proud of money? Are you getting that point, please? Sex is obsession. Sex is obsession, or you make obsession out of sex. Power goes into head. Power goes into head, or you take the power into your head. Are you getting that language? You must see. Please appreciate. Do you really feel it? If you go on blaming everybody and everything, you have got a million problems outside and none of these problems can be solved. When you recognize, I am the problem, your diagnosis is perfect, solution instantaneous. Are you getting that? If you have got 1,000 problems outside, you have to fix up every problem outside, no? That is why I know sound I can control, but touch I cannot. Touch I can control, but taste I cannot. Taste I can control, the smell I cannot. Smell I can control, the sight I cannot. The perceptions are not a problem, but the thoughts are very difficult. For whom? Are you getting that point, please? Thoughts for whom? Where is your logic? That is why when you go to Vedanta Upanishads, it is absolute beauty, discrimination. Next verse you will see that. Dhatu prasadena sitena manjuna. That language you will see that. It comes from Upanishad, Shankaraji used. Dhatu viveka prasadena. Sitena, sharp intellect. Sita means sharpened. Manjuna, beautiful. Because anything that is sharp may not be beautiful sometimes. It's a very sharp intellect. It's like a powerful weapon, but very beautiful. Very powerful, but doesn't look Bhayangara, doesn't look ferocious. Beautiful intellect, brilliant mind, absolutely soothing, glorious. That type of mind will see this truth. You do not blame anybody. Ajnana muloyam anatma bandha. Ajnana mula. Because of the ignorance of myself, this bondage comes. So shall I remove the ignorance? Or shall I dismiss, negate all the anatma, the body, the thoughts, the mind, the world? Why are you fighting with the wrong things? The creation never ever fights with you. There is a Sanskrit word called Jitendriya. Jitendriya. Jitendriya means what? Indriya jita yena. That by whom sense organs are won over. Jitendriya. One who has won over the sense organs. Listen carefully. To win over somebody, there must be a fight. Right? There has to be a fight. If two fellows are fighting, one is winning, one is defeated. To win over your sense organs, there should be a fight. Fight between whom? You and your sense organ. Now, you fight with the sense organs, or sense organs ever join the fight? Did your sense organ ever join the fight? You told which they did not do. I wanted to see, but the eyes are closing, you know. I want to hear, but the fellow is always shutting off. I want to touch, and the fellow is suddenly paralyzed. I want to see, but the eye is shutting up. What can I do? I want to taste, but the tongue is not cooperating. What are you talking? Do you understand? Which sense object, which sense organ fights? What is the Jitendriya? Conquered my sense organs. You are a donkey. Conquered my sense organ. When did the sense organ fought that you should conquer? Are you getting that point, please? You must, don't blame it. But Swamiji, sense organs do, create problems. Since don't even give that habitual statement. Which sense organs creates a problem? Sit down and see for yourself. Never the eyes shall go crazy for a sight. It's so beautiful. Love your sense organs. Love your physical body, without which you have no access to the universe. A distance that aureole. If there is no ears, what are you going to listen? What are you blaming sense organs for? They just report this sound. Lovely. Who says? I. Why is it lovely? Because I am with myself. When I listen to this, no expectation of any kind. Your whole living is meditation. That is why you enjoy it every moment and you do not create any problem for anybody either. Do you know why? If you create a problem, you have to resolve it. That is why you don't create problems. If you understand the sensitivity of it, you will know how beautiful it is. In Oriya language they say, Ponkere, posi bhi kahin, godo dhoi bhi kahin. You know, why shall I enter into the mud and why shall I clean my foot? It's a language, nice. It must be in many languages there also. Why get into the mud and why wash the feet? Better not to get into the mud. Understand? The objects do not create any problem. You must know how to experience it. So always living in meditation. If you create a problem unconsciously, you have to invoke all the resources consciously to counteract it. Because when you are creating the problem, you are not knowing it. But to resolve it, you have to be very conscious. Like a person driving a car gets into a mud very easily. Dragging, everybody has to come. Understand? Making a mess, everybody can make. Get out of the mess, everybody is needed. All people are needed. Why? You make a mess, what to do? That is why consciously, always at rest with yourself. Before you speak something, before you do something, you are very conscious. So, ajnana moola, I am anatma bandha. Anatma is not bandha. Are you getting that? Not self, is not bondage. Identification is bondage. Are you getting that point? Object, your sense organ, your thoughts, by themselves are not bondage. When I take that to be myself, then only I get into bondage. Are you getting that? Body is not bondage. I am the body, bondage. And who says I am the body? Does the body say or I say? Riches have no pride. I am rich, I am proud. Knowledge is not proud. I am proud of knowledge. Riches not proud. I am proud of riches. Understand that statement? So any time you are going through, listen, unconscious self-condemnation or unconscious self-pride. Some people humble, self-condemnation. I am a very simple person. I am very, very ordinary. I am very, very poor. There is another type of idiot, inferior. Other fellow thinks too much of himself. Oh, I know everything. I can do what I want to do. Get into mess and see what happens. Both are mistakes. Are you getting that? Self-condemnation and that self-importance. Unconsciously, you get into trouble where you are dragging things onto yourself. Nothing imposes itself upon you. That is why another person, listen carefully, the sense organs, sense object, body, thought, those are not imposing itself upon you. Another person provides you wrong thought and says, this is you. Now suppose when somebody gives you importance for your riches, you unconsciously develop an identification with riches. Are you getting that point? Observe. When somebody gives you importance for your knowledge, you unconsciously develop a pride, arrogance. When somebody gives you importance for any achievement, you develop unconsciously arrogance about that. Or somebody looks down upon you for something, you get conditioned by that. That is why this ajnana, ignorance and ignorance-born behavior of other people affect the younger generation. Because what the elders do, how they behave, the ideas they give, the concepts they preach, mold the mind of the child. That is why culture, tradition. Listen. It's very, very important. We give the children, simple example I'll give. Don't touch this cigarette, just simple thing. Don't touch the cigarette. It's a very good statement. Don't touch the cigarette. Why? Because that's not good for health. Now the child is not touching something for good or bad for health. The child is touching something because of good or bad sensation. Right or wrong? Because the health concept has not come for the child. Even elders don't have the concept, forget the child. Elders cannot stop eating sweet. Elders cannot stop doing so many things. What to talk of the child? Don't say, don't drink, don't smoke, don't eat sweet. Very good. Don't eat sweet. Very good. Why? Because they will frighten them. There will be worms in your stomach. 2-year-old will understand, oh, worms, oh, he'll be afraid. After he is 5-year-old, what worms? He eats. Why? Because of the happiness he gets from the sensation he gets. Nobody later date ever sits down with a child to tell him that the sensation you are getting is not the happiness, it is yourself. Why the elders don't say that? Because they don't know that. Imagine billions of people living that lifestyle. Sanity becomes so rare, insanity so pervasive. This knowledge has no impact. Today it is happening in the society all over. Marriages everywhere breaking down. Everywhere. Around the world you go now. This personal relationship has fallen a huge victim. Huge victim. Why? Because each individual is very strong. The girl is very strong, the boy is very strong. Two strong individualities. There is no give and take at all. Previously only woman was giving, the man was taking, asserting. Now the women are educated, so they are also asserting. So the man feels threatened. So it looks like being alone is better than being with two people, only in marriage. If family is an organization, factory is an organization, government also is an organization, religious group also is an organization. So every group is falling apart. Understand? Every group is falling apart. Why? Individuality, strong individuality. Me. Just like a woman will walk out of a marriage, a man will walk out of a marriage, better to starve than to be with this fellow. Better to be unemployed than work for this company. Better to be alone and sitting under a tree than to work for this religion or that organization or this person. Solid individuality. Work out. Work out of it, make your life beautiful and make others' life beautiful. That consideration doesn't exist. Nobody asks you to not to work out. If suppose the marriage is stupid, work out. But make your life beautiful. Are you a person like that? And the whole living, it does not mean only one person living. The whole society, just like the whole creation works in tandem, in harmony. Your whole body works in harmony. Look at the body. Whole body works in harmony. The brain thinks, the heart pumps, every cell is active, the entire body is alive. Suppose the stomach says, nothing doing, I am not going to digest. What will happen? Eye says, refuses to see. Any one little thing closes down, shut down. The whole system will shut down. Can you be an effective part of a system? Understand? These are all amazing things. It's not to blame the object, but to look at yourself. So the whole emphasis of the teaching in every level, secular, religious, should be at the level of the individual. The person must know himself. Because don't blame the innocent. That's what he says. Aisa jnana mulo yamanatma bandha naisargiko anadi anantairite. Naisargika, natural. Avahamana kala. From the very beginning of the universe. Naisargiko yam loka vyavahara. It's naisargika. Identification is something natural. Unconsciously everybody gets into it. And it's confirmed by the society around. This way sometimes you must sit down. Will you do that? Sometimes just sit down alone. Don't be worried about your age. Your body, 15 year, 20 year, 30 year, 40 year old. But you are seated on an earth. How many year old? The solar system, galaxies. Have you really felt it? Will you take your mind into that? A timeless existence, billions of years. You will feel lucky. You have got a chance to be here for 50, 60 years. You will not curse yourself, you will not misuse your life. Anyway, after 50, 60 years, your body is going to die. So why are you killing it now by yourself? Why are you giving a helping hand to nature? Body is going to be destroyed. Why are you destroying it? You will not be here. It's like 3 days you have come here. After 3 days you are not here. Will you fight with everybody in these 3 days and fight with everybody and go? What do you call 3 days, 3 years, 300 years, it doesn't matter. A tiny speck in timeless expanse. How much you should fight with everybody? Awareness, alertness. If you really become sensitive, you cannot become a bad person, meaning angry, short-tempered, jealous, stupid. Why? These type of emotions destroy you and create a lot of ill feelings everywhere. One wrong statement. It is like kebab mein haddi. Or if it is vegetarian language, the stone in the rice. While eating the rice, if you one stone you bite, how you like it? It breaks your tooth. One person's anger spoils the whole mood. Suppose there are 30 people traveling together. Just imagine 30 people traveling together. Suddenly one person get angry and start shouting. Everybody looks at it. What happened? Why is he talking like that? And if it's such a big mood, such an angry mood, so immediately they won't go to ask him or her. They will parasparam. Each between hey, what happened? Why is he getting so angry? Why? Suddenly the entire mood is gone. That person is angry, that person is upset. Therefore, when he comes, everybody quietens down. Don't want to talk. Because if we are smiling between ourselves, the fellow will misunderstand and I will shout more. You understand how you become so... are you understanding? How you become so frightened? Because one person has gone crazy. One person has gone out of mood. Imagine after listening to Vedanta and Upanishad, somebody behaves like that. Hopeless case. If a child behaves like that, ignorant person behaves like that, you can fix it. Why? He does not know, he is yet to know, so we can make him know. The fellow who knows and still does, what do you do to him? Hopeless case. Because if you tell him something, he has got a logic. There's a logic for his stupidity. What do? He doesn't employ the logic to be nice. He employs the logic as to why he should be rude. You understand the perversion logic? You understand the pervert logic? Instead of using that logic to be good, you are providing the logic as to why you should be rotten and rude. Now what nonsense is that? Ask yourself a question. Am I in tune with myself always? Naisargiko nadi ananda iridam. And what, because of that, what happens? This is what happens to you. If you identify Janma pyayabhyadi jaradi dukkha prabaha patam janayati amushya. The person who identifies, for him, amushya param janayati. It creates what? Prabaha patam. You fall into a mighty stream of what? Janma, birth, appaya, death, vyadhi, disease, jara, old age, adi, dukkham, such miseries included. You cannot escape janma. Born with the body, therefore dying. Growing with the body, aging. Dying, therefore dead, afraid of death. And in between birth and death, jaradi, vyadhi. Vyadhi means diseases of various kinds, only of the body. Don't take that only. That is why when you go translations, word by word translation, that is why you go crazy. Jaradi dukkham. What about mind? A thought is born, emotions are built, aging, good emotions, relationship dies, dukkham. Bad relationship, bad emotions thrives, dukkham. Are you getting that point? Birth, death does not mean only physical body. Your relationship, is it not born? You meet somebody, oh, so exciting. Ooh, you got into that. After some time, misunderstanding, fight, get lost, wonderful. What happens to you? What do you say? Oh, I should never have gone into that relationship. Just like people say, I should not have been born. I am going to commit suicide. You understand the same language you use? Because you are unconsciously getting into all this. Anadi, beginningless, it is talked about. Ajnana mula, as is root in ignorance of yourself. So because of that, janma, the birth, growth, disease, death, everything fighting the individual. Not only at the level of the physical body, but at all levels. Understand? Not only your body is born, growing, disease, dying, but also your relationship is born, grown, disease, dying. Also your involvement with your job, involvement with your another person, another thing, your involvement with your own thoughts and emotions. Are you getting that point, please? Same principle. Same principle. Understand? You are married to a thought, married to an idea. When you married to your car, somebody touches it, you want to destroy him. You married to a man or woman, somebody looks at him or her, you want to destroy them. You are married to a thought, ideology. If somebody challenges it, you want to destroy. You are married to your body. Body is growing old. You are fighting with God. I heard people say, I don't believe in God. My mother died. My husband passed away. My wife ran away. I don't believe in anything anymore. You don't believe in yourself anymore. You don't have to, are you getting that? You don't say, I don't believe in any more God. You never believed in God. You never believe in yourself. And you are not going to believe in yourself either. When you say, I'm not going to believe in God, God is not separate from you. Belief in God must bring the belief in yourself. And belief in yourself gives you belief in God. When you are absolutely strong with yourself, who you are, you know somebody, something, somewhere runs it. Why? I was not there, things were running. The sun was rising, no? Sun was rising, creation was existing. So did I create the creation? So when you take that, attribute that idea to yourself, that because of me everything is running, it's like the dog in again in Orissa, that language is there, when a dog walking on under the bullock cart. You know, bullock cart, people who use those bullock cart, they will have a pet dog. The pet dog goes under the bullock cart. When the bullock cart is going, the pet dog always going on under the bullock cart. And the dog thinks, because of him, the dog thinks that because of him only the bullock cart is moving. Like the cock. The cock crows and he thinks sun rises. If I don't crow, no sun rises. That is how average person is. That because of me, just think of it. 60 years, 70 years, our lifespan, you disappear. Everything existed, exists, will exist. Yes, in our little personal lives, we are creating something, taking help of the macrocosm, Ishvara. That is why your devotion becomes complete. No more me, Ishvara. He alone does it. Anyway, so pravaha patam janayadyamushya. So because of this ignorance, you get affected. Okay. How to get out of this? Katham, so the statement, what is the question? O nama bandha katham. Bas. So katham pratishtha asya, how does this bandha exist? And katham vimoksha. Now I tell you how to. Read. Nastraina sastrai anilena vannina chetum na shakyo nacha karma kotivi viveka vijnana mahasina vina dhatu prasadena shitena manjuna nastraina sastrairanileena vannina chetum na shakyo na cha karma kotivi viveka vijnana mahasina vina dhatu prasadena shitena manjuna. Beautiful. How do I get out of this ajnana, ignorance? How do I get out of this ignorance? I am under the spell of ignorance. I don't know about myself. So, listen carefully. What is ignorance of myself? I don't know myself means, listen carefully. When I don't know myself means what? I don't know the meaning of the word I. Can you beat that fancy, almost mysterious statement? I don't know the meaning of the word I. Work on that statement. Shall we say, I don't know or I does not know the meaning of the word I? The I does not know the meaning of the word I. Grammar can go to wind. Don't worry. The I, are you getting that? The I does not know. He goes on using the word. I am hungry. Huh? I am hungry. Hunger belongs somewhere. How can I be hungry? I am old. Old age belongs somewhere. So I am old or I am hungry? Hey, true. Old age is one condition, hunger is another condition. Then who is this I? To recognize this conflict itself, you must be a grown-up person. That is why children are not given this knowledge. They can't understand. Animals are not given this knowledge. Animals don't have the sense of I. The children don't have the strong sense of I, the individuality. That is why when you have a strong sense of the I, you, like it or not, you get into conflict in life. That is why as long as you have got genuine conflict, I deliberately say genuine conflict, because as long as you are in apparent conflict, it doesn't matter. If your conflicts are genuine, if your suffering is genuine, you have a very strong individuality, you don't understand the truth. Taking care of the body, because the body has to be taken care, is absolutely fantastic. But taking care of the body because you are afraid of something, that is something else. If your fear is genuine, are you understanding that point? If your fear is genuine, your emotions are really strong and powerful, not functional emotions, then you are ignorant. If your ignorance are not functional, are you getting that? If your emotions are not functional emotions, functional emotion means angry for the occasion, occasion goes, anger goes. Afraid for the occasion, occasion goes, fear goes. You enjoy that type of fear. Oh, sure, there is a snake. But you are inside, you are not afraid. You are always happy with yourself. But a snake hanging around is not a very comfortable thing. So I am uncomfortable. When the snake goes, smiling. No problem. Genuine fear is, snake is there, afraid. Snake is gone there, memory also frightens. Snake was there. Snake is there, you are afraid. Snake was there also, you are afraid. Or snake will be there when I come there. You think snake has nothing else to do? Do you understand? That is why you cannot take emotions seriously. Emotions have to disappear, no choice. And thereafter a functional emotion, very functional emotion, always loving, never obsessed. Always loving, but never obsessed with love. Always kind, but never weakness. You can be angry, but never affected. Your anger will not burn you, not burn others. You are very angry. You can be very, very angry, but your anger doesn't burn you first and doesn't burn others also, because corrective. To do this, he changes, you change, finish, happy. So, all right, over. Oh, why should I carry that emotion? Are you getting that? If you are carrying the load of emotions inside you, genuine load of emotions, it can be anger, it can be hatred, it can be jealousy, it can be love, it can be infatuation, it can be anything. Any emotion. Genuinely you are carrying that load, you have not understood. You have not understood means you are not appreciating yourself as you are, and you are, by chance you have appreciated also, you are falling into the trap of being unconscious again and again. So, please appreciate. If this ignorance is there, I don't know, I does not know myself. Meaning what? The meaning of the word I is not clear. When I say the word I, you are speaking. Long before you speak, you are thinking. And when the thought comes about I, what does it mean to you? Aham pratyaya gochara, the meaning of the word I. That is your beginning, that's your root. Universal root. Everybody is same. Understand? This is knowledge. This is jnana. So the ignorance will go by knowledge, not by what he says. This ignorance, nastrai na sastrai na anile na vannhina chettum na shakyo na cha karma kotivhi. Underline that whole sentence. That whole verse, you keep it in your head. This ignorance, ajnana mula, this anatma bandha, this ajnana, ignorance, because of which I consider myself bound, it is not going to be cut down. Chettum na shakya, you cannot cut it down. Astraihi. Astra, sastra. What is astra, sastra? There are these two word meaning, there, Astra means asyate, that which is thrown. That is astra. That which is thrown, like a bomb, grenade. Astra, is thrown. Shastra means with the hand you hold it and knife. You can throw a knife, you can also, with the knife also you can use. But you cannot hold the, what is that? Grenade. you can't hold in your hand, and one Sardar was holding a grenade. And he removed the pin. Hey, you have removed the pin. Throw it. He said, no, I have another. Even if it lost, so what? He doesn't understand. It will explode in his hand. I have another one. Those things can't be put. So anyway, so you cannot destroy this ignorance, astra or shastra. Listen carefully. Don't go to ignorance straight away. Why you have to go to ignorance? Your emotion is subtle. Your anger is subtle. Can you destroy your anger? Listen carefully. Can you destroy your anger by a knife? I'm going to Swami, you are an operation. Right? Anger, I want to remove. Appendicitis. Like my appendix removal, or my, kidney or some nonsense removal. Today I am going to ashram. And we are anger removal. Knife. Special knife. And I shall mantra worship, mantra by vibration, mantra vibration. That knife is so strong, you touch the head, it cuts the ignorant, anger inside. Some fellow will start this business. I should not talk elaborately. Where this has been placed under the feet of the Devi or Deva or somewhere in the cave. So Siddhi cave is there. So this knife, if you touch it, anger gets operated. Jealousy gets operated. Anger, 1,000 rupees. Jealousy, 2,000 rupees. Ignorance, no remove. Because if you remove ignorance, he can't operate on you. Ignorance removal knife is not there. Because if you remove the ignorance, now his business will go down. It's not a joke, friends. It's a tragedy of the time. It's a tragedy of the time. Forget ignorance. Even ignorance but emotions, you cannot remove by astra sastra. Now, aniliyena bandhina, neither the breeze can wipe it away, or the fire can burn it. Chettum na sakya, nacha karma kotivi, na karma kotivi. Even if you do crores of action, ignorance will not go. Why? Karma is born of ignorance. Avidya, kama, karma. Because of the ignorance of yourself, desire comes. When the desire comes, karma is starting. So all the karmas are twice removed from the ignorance. So more and more karma you do, looking for something, you are confirming the ignorance. Na karma kotivi. Nothing. You cannot get out of ignorance. Appreciate. Na karma kotivi. Crores of action you do. Nothing will happen. Because of your insanity, listen, because of your insanity, you are jumping, running, crashing, crying, doing everything. Now if you continue to jump and run and cry, insanity will go. Are you getting that point? Because of your insanity, you are doing all these type of funny actions. Now if you go on doing these actions, will your insanity go? You have to deal with insanity. Because of ignorance of myself, my identification is complete. Anger, hatred, jealousy, emotions are complete. Fear, arrogance, everything is complete. In life also I am suffering. Now if you want to do something more, if I can get some money or get a job or get a things, if you get a things you will get, ignorance will not go. You get money, money you will get, ignorance will not go. If you get the knowledge of listen carefully, if you get the informations on physics, chemistry, mathematics, you will be a physicist, mathematician, historian. You will not be yourself. Even if you pick up Vedanta, Shastra information, you will be a Shastri, not a Jnani. To be Jnani, you have to know only one word, yourself, I. Around that, Shastra. Are you getting that point, please? About yourself. Around that, Shastra. Why? All that I take myself to be, listen, all that I take myself to be All that is described to reveal myself. So that's why Atma Jnana means self-knowledge is only about yourself. But not only about yourself, but also all that you take yourself to be. Because I take myself to the body, body is included. Because I take myself to rich, rich is included. The whole world is included. Your sense organ included, thoughts are included, I thought is included, emotions are included, Ishvara is included, God is included, creation is included, everything is included because at one time or other I take myself to be that. So what is the meaning of the word I? There are so many billions of sources with which I identify what is the meaning. When you get into that, only one word. Or else the word, this I, sit down there, I am studying Vedanta, wonderful. Are you getting that point, please? It can be such a powerful bondage. I have got rid of the anger is the worst anger. Are you getting that? I have got rid of the anger can bring you worst anger because you don't believe that your anger is there. I tell you I have got rid of the anger, Oh, I see. I am not arrogant these days. I can't believe you. I tell you I am not arrogant. Already starting assertion. Are you getting that? Unconsciously. It's like a liar telling, I never lie. It's like a liar telling, I never lie, The biggest lie is, I never lie. Are you getting that? Hayyo. Are you getting that? Nakarma kotivi. Then how do I get it? Viveka Vijnana Mahasina Vina. Vina, Viveka Vijnana Mahasina. Without, Vina means without, this Viveka Vijnana Mahasi. This sword, mighty sword of Viveka. Atmanatma Viveka. What is I am, what is I am not. This Viveka discrimination is not a physical activity. Bondage is not a physical activity either. Are you getting that? Your sense of bondage, your sense of limitation, your sense of fear, is it physical? Not only it is not in your body, but also in the whole physical universe. Can you say, where are you going? Looking for arrogance. Why? What happened? Last night it ran away somewhere. I don't know whether he's hiding in the cave or God knows. I have to catch him, He's a big criminal. Interpol is active. International police also is active to catch this. That is why you can catch a terrorist, a body can wipe you out. Terror continues because it has spread into many minds. A terrorist you can destroy. There is in Mahabharata, Ramayana, somewhere in the Purana, there is a story, Raktavirya. There is a Rakshas and there is a demon whose name is Raktavirya. Raktavirya means from his body, if one drop falls, that drop creates another Rakshas like him. So nobody could kill him. To kill him, you have to chop him, no? When you chop him, one drop falls, there will be one such Rakshas. Now, how many drops? Can you destroy it? Emotions are like that, Raktavirya. From one little emotion, 1,000 emotions sprout. I have nothing, I have no emotions, Swamiji, except one. Enough. Enough. You don't have to have 1,000,000 holes on a pot for the water to go. One hole enough. One hole. Ishvara. You can get unconsciously caught up in that emotion. That is why Viveka Vijnana, right discrimination, where I question myself. You question the vegetables for the freshness and staleness. That's perfect. That relative ignorance, relative discrimination also must be there. But the absolute discrimination is where I know about myself, who I am and which I am, who I am not. What is this meaning of the word I? The absolute meaning. This Viveka Vijnana Maha Asi, this mighty sword of things, without this you cannot cut. And what type of Viveka Vijnana, he says? Dhatu prasadena sitena manjuna. Asi, this mighty sword, made out of dhatu. Dhatu, they usually call them metal, but then this here it is Viveka. Dhatu is here Viveka. What type of Viveka? Shita, shitena. Shitana means sharpened, very sharp. Oh, it's Bhayankara. Manjuna. Because a person who can be very smart, very sharp, can be a source of fear. Understand? A person who can be very brilliant and smart can be a source of fear. Because he can manipulate, he can destroy. That is why most intelligent people, most of the intelligent people are arrogant. That is why people are afraid of them. Most of the intelligent people. Because they have no fear. They can justify anything. And that is why average people run away from them. Why? Oh, yo, this fellow will take me for a ride. They are afraid. You deal with ordinary people. Easy to deal with idiots. Easy to deal with people who are faithful, who are believers. Very easy to deal with because he doesn't have the crookedness of the mind. That is why most of the time Vedantins you can't deal with. Vedanta is rumba crooked. It really becomes very crooked because the fellow gets all wrong ideas. Whereas a devotee you can deal with. Not every type of devotee. There are devotees also donkeys. You can't deal with it. Donkeys like stubborn. The donkeys never understand. Yesterday somebody was telling a story. A donkey was thinking the master was riding a donkey. Okay? Master was riding a donkey. So wherever people go, master gets the, what is that? Arti. I get and, got food offering, nice fruits, nice garlands. So the donkey thinks, because of me only. Donkey thinks, because of me only, all these things are happening, So one day he thought, forget this food. Master is not necessary. I am going to go to the town now. So the donkey goes to the town. And when he gets into somebody's, first on the road when he goes, nobody cares. Then hungry, he gets into somebody's garden. When somebody's garden, instead of giving him food, they start beating him. Then the donkey shouts, how can you do that? The donkey doesn't understand. It is not for him he is getting it. It is for the master who is riding him, that's why he is getting it. How many people understand that? How many people understand that? It's not because of me, knowledge. Not because of me, Ishvara. That is why I told you again and again. Never get into the devotitis. Disease. My devotees, and bad word. Ugly word. My follower, yuck. I am also a follower. Who? Ishvara. As I told you, God has devotee. Bhagavan has bhakta. Guru, shishya. Not bhakta. And you are guru only for those for whom you are a teacher, not for everybody. So guru is not a general title. Understand? So you see that this is. So usually, the person who is very, very smart, other people are a little afraid. But in this, the smartness is, he sees the beauty in himself and he sees the beauty in others. That is why he becomes compassionate. When I am happy with myself, I also know, even if you don't know you are unhappy, you don't know that you are happiness, I know your happiness. Therefore, I am kind to you. It's like knowing very well, this fellow is going to be king after 20 years. You pamper the prince. Why do you pamper the prince? Because you know he is going to be the king. Why do you pamper? Pamper means do not ill-treat the ignorant. Because you know he is the wisdom. One day he will discover it. That time what will happen? You are so beautiful. Your sense of, that equality comes from that, not superiority and inferiority. Person is yet to know it. Where I am, he will be. He is where I was. So why proud? He is in where I was. And he will be where I am. So why so extraordinary, Come, massage my foot. Give me this. He never respects anybody. Are you that starving for respect? Do you have a self-respect? Do you understand yourself? Yes, then don't worry about others. Understand? So beautiful. Sitena Manjuna, lovely. Sharp intellect, beautiful intellect. Manju, compassionate, kindness. That type of intelligence, sharpness, discrimination, you can get out of this. Just read it, we shall see that in the afternoon or tomorrow. Shruti pramanika mate swadharma nishthataiva atma visuddhirasya Vishuddha buddhe paramatma vedanam tenaiva sansara samulanasah. Yes, so sweet this, it's like a luxury food. You don't want to stop. Go on eating this, so cute. Shruti pramanika mate swadharma Nishtha tathaivatma visuddhirasya taiva Vishuddha buddhe paramatma vedanam Tenaiva sansara samulanasah. It's not a thing. Bring one scripture in the world, one scripture which talks in this line, hundreds of verses, hundreds of revelations, not one solitary statement. One swallow doesn't make a summer. The whole book, one solitary statement. Then, the book also says, don't give nonsense. In this type of text, 560 verses. There are 5 million verses all over. Every verse talks to you, you are absolute. Not one isolated phenomenon, one isolated statement. This is what teaching. Teaching tradition. A teaching tradition. Understand? Not a ritualistic tradition. Rituals will change. Understand? Like children's uniform has gone. Same language they are studying. Previously hut meant, now there is big school. Previously they were playing in a small campus compound, now they are playing in Olympic stadium, big stadium. But education is same language. Rituals are like that. Shall change. Previously a simple ritual, now you can be very elaborate. Festivities. You can have one dish to offer God, you can have 100 dishes to offer. Or Shiva likes only vibhuti. Other fellow, no. Why vibhuti bath only? We should give him honey, we should give him dudu, milk, then we should give dahi, we should give him curd, then we should give coconut water. And today they can say, no, soya milk is better. Somebody can say, now they say cow milk is no good, soya milk, less cholesterol. What is this? You are putting chandanam only. No, French perfume. What about French perfume? Our God must get French perfume. This is ritual. It changes with time. More elaborate, less elaborate. Previously, small temples people are building or big temples. Now again they have come back to multi-million-dollar temple. Fine. But people have changed? Nothing. You understand? Teaching tradition. Teaching is the core. Are you getting that? That is the core. Ajnana is the core problem. Jnanam is the core solution. Are you getting that? Ajnana and jnana, the core problem, core solution. Rest, you decide. Oh, we put on, white cloth in our, when we start brahmachari, white cloth. No, white is not, yellow. Other person, no, blue. Other person say green. Other person say, no cloth. Why? We are Naga. Naga, because ultimately you are going to get rid of all the identity, no? So remove everything and sit down. It's not a logic. Please understand. Somebody, you think you are laughing at me, no? I'm laughing with me, not laughing at me. You are laughing with me. But you will not be surprised if there will be a cult like that. You don't need to do anything. Bas. Core. Core is same. Wisdom. Bring books and books and books from everywhere around the world and see how many of them discuss these things clearly about the creation, God, yourself, your gross body, subtle body, causal body, mind, thoughts, emotions. If you read that, you will think it is a psychology book, not even a scripture. Such a deep psychology given. Understand? That is why there is no fanaticism. No fanaticism. When you see all standpoints, you accept everybody. Oh, that scripture says that one sentence. Okay, that's good. At least there is some opening. We'll do through that we shall go. Don't worry. Just for your information, there is a big thing going on now in YouTube, not YouTube, in the movie. That there is one lady called Oprah. Oprah is from America. She has got an interview with all people. So one Eckhart Tolle is from Germany. He writes a book. He writes a book mostly on Vedanta line and all that. Also set up a little bit of that. But he tries to say as though, he has collected like many stories. You see that Anthony Dumello, all the stories from all different traditions. So he writes nicely, and his Christian people don't like him. His own, because he was a father. They don't like him. He says, no, what he has told is personal opinion. Anyway, so he talks about it and brings in everything and puts one statement from Bible or from this or from that. Like today's spirit, where everything is same, which is never true. You cannot say that everybody is telling the same thing. When you say everybody tells the same God, you don't understand their concepts of God. Everybody doesn't talk about same God. That is why they talk about their God, my God, you God. But if you say God is infinity, you can accept every concept of God. That's a different thing. So they were talking about, and suddenly he talks a lot about the Chetana, consciousness and other things. Then immediately that lady, Ofra and others, oh, so this is the Christ consciousness. So yeah, this is Christ. I see. We are listening to that. Just for curiosity. I was telling somebody, a person was showing me that one. Then I said, he said, Swamiji, what do you think? I said, great. At least through this now, there will be 2 million people will be aware of this consciousness stuff. There are 2 million people. At least there's a good opening to this world now. Because previously they might not have accepted it at all. Now it's a very powerful influence. Great that is happening. Really nice. But one thing can you try out? They are trying to, again, when you say consciousness, Chetana, there is no Hindu consciousness. It's consciousness. Nobody says Brahma consciousness, Vishnu consciousness. Nobody says that. Krishna consciousness, you worst. That's why it's another cult it has become. But nobody says Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva consciousness. It's nothing. All right. You say Christ consciousness. Can you find out, I asked in Melbourne one person, can you find out how many times the word consciousness, in Perth also, how many times the word consciousness comes in Bible? Please, just for fun of it, find out. It's all English language, no? Please find out. He went to Google search. Old version, King James, some version, he said. Some king version, you may be knowing. So King James version, something like that. He said, go into that. He Google search, he hit. How many times consciousness? The result was nil. Because the English word consciousness comes from unconscious conscious. Now it's about Chetana, Atma, absolute, all-pervasive. That concept doesn't exist. Because the concept exists to the soul. The soul, because the language, that is culture language. Soul survives the body. There is something which survives the body. There are some people who do not believe in that also. Charvaka, hedonist. Stop at the body. But some people believe in, there is Deha Vyatirikta Atma. There is something other than the body. Christians believe it, Muslims believe it, Buddhists believe it, so many religions also believe it. But beyond that there is another thing called Chetana, consciousness, immortality. That not many people believe. So as a result, what happens? If you look through the whole book, you will not get these things. But therefore, shall we say good or bad? No, don't do this or that way. That's why mind must open up. Because this is my religion, that is that religion. Forget it. Now the time has come to take wherever best. And imagine this knowledge, how beautifully it describes about yourself. Complete. No aspect of you remain untouched. Ajnana, it goes, Shruti Pramanika, through the tradition, the scriptures, this logic you pick up. How? We shall see tomorrow. When you go through that, long before you know about yourself, who you are, you prepare your mind. Vishuddha buddhe paramatma vedanam. When your mind is beautiful, meaning wrong concepts disappear. As long as you think happiness is there, that long your mind will be there. When you see it is not there, neither happiness nor unhappiness, then where does the mind go? Doesn't know where else to go. It abides in himself. That is the time, Vedanam, you are that. Are you getting that point, please? What is silence? No sound. Not even humming. Whisper. Thunder. No. Flute. Forget it. No sound. My speaking. Forget it. Oh. You are already there. That is why no fanaticism. Fanaticism on what? Can you be fanatic about... you can be fanatic about formless also if you say forms are useless. No, are you getting that? Some other traditions. Only formless. What is wrong with the forms? How can you be fanatic with the formless when all along you are with the forms? So forms are beautiful, formless is beautiful. Thoughts are beautiful, thought-free also beautiful. Emotions are beautiful. What emotions? Are you getting that? You're amazing freedom you get within yourself. Amazing freedom. We shall see that tomorrow. Okay? So please close your eyes.